Hey, this is Overpass Insights. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now today I want to talk about taking up space and getting in other people's way.
No, I can't get enough. You look in my eyes and I already hope this lasts.
All right, so it's like a beautiful evening here in England. We had like a week of rainy weather, and then like all of a sudden it just got warm and sunny just like 4 hours ago, something like that. Anyway, just thought I'd come out and talk a little bit tonight. I was in a client site all day today. That's why I'm dressed the way that I am, you know, like a grown-up. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind a lot lately. You know, it's strange, over the last few years, lots of people have asked my advice about things, which is funny because, you know, who the hell am I, you know, just, but they do. They'll ask me about, you know, putting ads in their applications, monetizing their applications, or looking for a computer job, or even starting their own YouTube channel, because I'm the person they know who has a little bit of experience with those kind of things. And whenever I start talking about stuff, I hear the same thing again and again, the same kind of excuses, and it all goes back to the same core argument, which is I don't want to bother people and I don't want to get into people's way. An example of this is looking for a computer job. So I've always said, like, if you're looking for a job, apply for everything, right? It's not your job to disqualify yourself. It's the recruiter's job. It's the interviewer's job to disqualify yourself. So if they need a bunch of skills that you don't have, but you have a few of them, apply anyway, right? You don't know who else is applying for that job. You might still get it. Maybe you have something else that they haven't even considered. And the response is always, yeah, but I really don't want to waste anybody's time. As if, like, it's your job to look after the time management of everybody else in the world. But that's a common thing. I just don't want to waste people's time. And another one is the YouTube channel. Hey, Eric, I want to start my own YouTube channel kind of like you have, but I don't want it to be like yours. I don't want to talk for ages and ages and ages. I just want to keep it to like 30 seconds, just 30-second videos, right? But I need to get an editor. I need to learn how to edit, because I say and ah, and I need to cut out all that kind of stuff, because I don't really want to waste people's time and I don't want to bother people, right? And it's like, I don't want to bother people. And that was the same. My first videos were like called A Minute of Overpass, because I wanted to do videos, but I felt like I'm just not important enough to do anything. So like, I'll keep them as short as possible. Like I'll just go in I'll just be unobtrusive as possible. Right. And then there's the ads. Of course, obviously ads with the applications is like, you know, I'm not making any money from my apps. And then I'll say, have you tried putting interstitial ads in there? You go, yeah, but I don't want to annoy my users. Right? And I said the same thing, right? At first, I didn't put any ads in my applications, or I only did banners. I didn't do any interstitials because I don't want to annoy people, right? And the truth is, if the users don't want to see ads, they don't have to use your application. If they don't want to hear you say and ah or talk for longer than 30 seconds, they don't have to watch your videos. And if they don't want to hire you, they don't have to call you back, right? It's just like, you know, but this fear that we're just getting in the way. So years ago, I had this really weird dream, and I'm not the kind of person who has meaningful dreams. I always have weird, bizarre dreams that don't make any sense. When I was in high school, I had a girlfriend. My girlfriend in high school, my first girlfriend, I remember she would come to me and she would say something like, Eric, I had this dream last night. You and I were married and we had this little house and we had kids. Oh, and it was just so nice. And I would think, really? That was your dream? I dreamed I was on a boat, but I wasn't wearing any pants, right? It was like a rowboat, and it was drifting closer to the shore, and there's all these people watching, right? So I tried to row away, and then Fonzie was there, and Fonzie was looking at me disapprovingly. But then, you know what? It wasn't Fonzie, it was Balky from Perfect Strangers, and then I wasn't in a boat, I was in school, and I would go on, and she would just get annoyed with me. So I don't have meaningful dreams, but there's this one time in those late morning hours when you're just waking up, where I had this dream where I saw like a tombstone with, you know, it was a tombstone with my name on it, and it said, here's Eric Wroolie, he never bothered anybody. And I thought about that because that's the way that I think. That's the way I've always think. It's the way I still struggle with now. Like, I don't want to get in people's way. There are times where you just, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's criticism from school. Maybe it's just that feeling of just not being good enough at stuff, where you just start to shrink down and feel like, I just don't want to get into people's way. I don't want them to criticize me. I don't want them to whatever, right? And it's really, really tough because ultimately you have as much right to be in the world as anybody else. You have as much right to put out YouTube videos, to make ads, to show ads, to apply for jobs as anybody else without apologizing for it, right? You need to learn to take up space, to let your shoulders be broad, to spread your legs out. And it's tough. I struggle with it all the time. Do you know who I admire is truck drivers. Truck drivers will park in the middle of traffic and make everybody wait, and they don't care about nothing, right? I remember once thinking about getting a job as a pizza delivery guy, years ago, and thinking, I don't have the balls to do it because I can't just park anywhere. Like, I would just look for the perfect spot because I don't want to block that guy in. I don't want to block that guy in. But when it comes to like your professional development, when it comes to doing what you want to do, you have to stop worrying about what other people think or bothering them or getting in their way or, that kind of stuff, which is, it's very sanctimonious. It's easy to say. It's easy to say. It's way harder to do. But I know I'm not the only one who struggles with this, right? Especially if you're going to be good at this job, if you're going to be successful in your career going forward, you have to be one of those guys, those guys that you might not like who just gets in people's way and just stands up and makes themselves heard. And I hope this makes sense tonight. I hope you guys are having a great night. Let me know if you struggle with this kind of stuff, because I'm nearly 50 and I still struggle with it. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope you join us on our live stream and join us on our Discord server. Like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. And I'll talk to you next time.
I like that nervous look on your face when you're starting to think that you're talking too much. I like how we just met